Welcome to Business Ninjas. I'm here with Alexander Schul from Rome Blockchain Labs. Hey, Alex, how are you?
I'm doing great, Andy. Thank you for having me on.
Great. Yeah, it's a pleasure. I'm excited about what you're doing. Tell us a little bit about Rome Blockchain Labs and what you're doing.
Absolutely. So Rome Blockchain Labs as a company is actually a decentralized finance and blockchain laboratory. So we work with people around the globe. Our team's right around 20-25 full-time internal. We have about 30 people if you include our external partners. And we build technology that makes blockchain simple. So we have a terminal where people can come to it, they can connect their wallet, and they can freely use the best blockchain DeFi applications across several different networks at the same time. In addition, we've launched several different money markets so that people can freely loan and borrow crypto assets across several blockchain networks, as well as an execution engine. So people can actually have their assets traded on their behalf at a later date for a very small fee.
That's so interesting. There's so much going on in the blockchain space. Tell me a little bit about the background of the company. How'd you get started?
Certainly. So it's actually interesting if you go back far enough. My background is in religious studies of all things. That's actually my degree, but I had more of a knack for sales and business development as I grew in my professional career. So I got started in the blockchain space a bit out of necessity, where the previous job I had was 100% commission, and with the COVID, the emergence of COVID, I wasn't going to be able to make enough money for my wedding at the time, for everything going on. So I took all my funds and I threw it into a crypto project, ended up doing pretty well. And then I was able to actually buy into the technology that formed the foundational project here around Blockchain Labs, which is Velox. And from there, I've grown it with my two co-founders, Hanu Kusi and JD Gagnon, into a multinational blockchain lab.
I love that. That is so entrepreneurial. That is like, it's a pure entrepreneurial kind of approach there. Tell me a little bit, like, what's the elevator pitch for your company? What problem does your company solve? Like, how would somebody engage with Rome Blockchain Labs?
Certainly. So as far as an elevator pitch goes, what I would do is I would ask you, so if you had to tell your cousin or your uncle to go get started on blockchain or to go get started in decentralized finance, what would you do?
It's a wide open space. I've asked several people that who are experts in the category myself, and it's a little confusing already.
Right. Everybody, it's a very difficult space to enter. So because of that, not only do people have hesitancy towards entering blockchain, but it's also easy to get taken advantage of. You know, a lot of tokens are scams, a lot of projects are scams.
Yep.
And that can cause people to either lose money or the whole space to get a bad reputation. So what if there was a way for people to go to a website, connect their wallet, and have the very best of DeFi at their fingertips? It'd be pretty useful. And that's what Rome Blockchain Labs builds.
That's very cool. And so, so let's say I'm an enthusiast, I'm interested, I want to get rolling. How would I get started with you?
Certainly. So getting started is actually really as easy as downloading a free cryptocurrency wallet like MetaMask or Coinbase wallet, and then going to rometerminal.io. You can go through, connect your wallet either on your computer or on your mobile phone, and you're pretty much off to the races. You have exchanges, you have lending protocols. We also put out educational content. We'll be releasing a podcast called Blocksplain pretty soon, where people can actually learn a bit about the blockchain concepts in a simplified manner.
Yeah, so tell me a little bit more about that. I love that idea. Obviously, we're doing our own podcast here, and we're big believers in that, especially as a content company. Tell me a little bit about your thoughts on how you're going to roll that out, or maybe some of the topics that you're going to talk about.
Absolutely. So we're actually in partnership with a company called LaunchPod Media, who I'm good friends with one of the founders, Johnny, and we're going to structure our show such that we release about weekly episodes that touch on the large concepts in the space. So like, what is a blockchain? What is cryptocurrency? What is decentralization? And then we reel that in based upon previous information to get more specific, so we can start talking about what is DeFi as a topic. What exactly is tokenization versus a coin for a network, so people can actually have a pretty thorough understanding. So when they read articles, when they see news in on their TV, they can decide, is this legitimate or is this a bit sensationalized?
Mm-hmm. And what's the business model? What's the revenue opportunity for you guys? How does the business operate?
Yeah, so it's actually a pretty interesting structure. Rome Blockchain Labs as a company has several different revenue streams. We have our Banky money markets that we've launched that help cover some of our operating fees for maintaining and growing those services. As far as the Rome terminal goes, it's actually free for users. So there's no token, there's no subscription fee. You don't have to pay anything to use it. The companies who are coming in to integrate actually pay an onboarding fee with us. So they pay a fee, and then in exchange, we provide access to whole communities of users from different networks and different platforms that they can then attract.
That sounds like a trading desk. Is it kind of like that?
It, in a sense, except we don't facilitate any trades. Yeah, we just
I
connect.
see.
We connect everybody together. We build the
Ah,
technology that allows for that seamless interoperability, and then we actually promote the co-marketing between our partners. So that way, we can make the space better for everyone.
oh, that's really cool. Yeah, and it makes it easier for the users too, so that there's less fragmentation.
Precisely.
Love that. Tell me about your audience. Like who are the people who are using your platform or that you're targeting to encourage to use your platform?
Absolutely. We've done some research both internally and seeing what other companies I've put out, either research centers or just news articles that have gone in the space. And we've seen that there's been about 80 million crypto wallets in the world are active in 2021. And of those 80 million, around 5 to 5.5 million are strictly for decentralized finance. So not trading on Coinbase, not trading on Binance, but trading on the Ethereum blockchain, trading on the Avalanche blockchain. And what we're seeing is that in our discussion with users, we're really looking to attract and speak to anywhere from professional and intermediate, crypto blockchain traders, all the way down to people who are brand new to the space. They might be familiar with how an exchange works, but they're interested in yield. They're interested in DAOs. They're interested in NFTs. They want to really enter into a community that facilitates those types of opportunities in a safe way.
Yeah, love that. And we just prior to the interview here, you were telling me a little bit about DeFi, which I find such an interesting space. Maybe for those who are just kind of new to the space, talk a little bit about DeFi and what that means to you.
Sure. So DeFi as a topic is pretty expansive, and it's one of those things that I like to clarify by asking somebody, imagine if you could be your own bank. That's what DeFi is doing in the world right now. Where most people, some know, I'm sure a lot of people don't, that when you put your money into a bank, they don't actually just keep it there in the vault. They don't keep it there in an account. They take it and then they loan it out at a fee. So they'll loan your money out at 6, 7, 8%. Then they'll make a profit off of that. Then they'll give you 0.01% or 0.05%, right?
Yeah.
So you don't really get much for keeping your money at a bank. But what if you could go through with cryptographically secured wallets and take your money and you can make 5, 6, 7, 8% on that, or you can trade it however you'd like. That's what DeFi is allowing for people.
Love that. It's a really great, simple explanation for how that works. One of the things that it sounds like you're really focused on is education, and certainly content is the core of that. What are your plans for when are you going to be rolling out Blocksplain, and what are your plans for that?
Certainly. So Blocksplain should be out in about 4 weeks or so. So we're expecting sometime around September, maybe early November at the latest, for the first couple episodes to roll out, and we'll start with blockchain and work our way from there. As far as the research that our laboratory is putting out, we're also going to be releasing a research article pretty soon on the prevalence of scam and duplicate tokens in the space. And then from there, we're actually going to look at partnering with friends and friends and partners in DeFi to actually help educate people about how their specific protocols work. So bring on experts for exchanges, bring on experts for OTC desks, and help really simplify that for people.
I love it. Yeah, it's really such an important part of the marketplace, is helping to help people get an idea of what are the best practices and where there are opportunities, and with how not to get scammed. All these kinds of things are so critical to lifting up the space overall. Love what you're doing.
Completely, yeah. And what's been interesting is that even outside of the private sector, Rome Blockchain Labs, we actually do a lot with the public sector as well. So we're big members, big supporters of the Government Blockchain Association. And in my conversation with policymakers or with people who are working on the Hill, a lot of people don't even understand blockchain. Like a lot of individuals who are discussing legislation, discussing policy issues around the tech, don't quite get exactly what's going on. Not because they're undereducated or stupid or anything, but because there's just a lack of awareness about how this works. So we find that this is something that's sorely needed across all levels of society.
Yeah, and it's moving so quickly that it's difficult to get a handhold on, really where's the entry point. So uh, I love the approach. I love how you're building education around this, and then also a platform for people to actually participate in it.
Thank you.
Very cool. All right, well, Alex, it's been a pleasure. Alex at Rome Blockchain Labs. Alex, if you were to tell somebody, first thing they said, hey, I want to get involved in this with you, what should they do to get involved with Rome Blockchain Labs?
Certainly. So if they're looking to get involved, if they want to jump right into the trading and the blockchain side of things, go to Rome Terminal. It's rometerminal.io. Hop in, download a MetaMask, and begin trading and begin just figuring things out. Do paper trading, things of that nature. If you're interested in the educational side, if you have any questions, they can just follow me on Twitter and shoot me a message. It's Alex_SZUL at Twitter, and I'll be more than happy to talk with them and help introduce them into Web3 and blockchain.
Great. Very cool. All right, Alex, thanks so much. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you, Andy.